There is a person in your life right now who is slowly draining everything out of you. Your energy. Your confidence. Your time. And the terrifying part is that you probably already know who it is. You just keep making excuses for them. Today we are going to talk about the 6 types of people you need to remove from your life. And why your brain keeps convincing you to stay. Before we get into the 6 types, I want to tell you something that most people never consider. The people around you are not just people. They are environments. And just like a plant cannot grow in toxic soil no matter how strong the seed is, you cannot grow into the best version of yourself when you are surrounded by the wrong people. Psychologists call this the social contagion effect. Your emotions, your habits, your beliefs, and even your income level are heavily influenced by the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is not a motivational quote. This is neuroscience. The first type is the energy vampire. You know exactly who this is. Every time you see their name on your phone, something in your stomach drops. After every conversation with them you feel exhausted, drained, somehow smaller than you were before. Energy vampires are not always mean people. In fact, many of them are charming and likable. But they operate on a very specific pattern. They come to you with problems, crises, and drama. You pour your energy into helping them. They feel better. You feel worse. And nothing ever actually changes because they never actually want solutions. They want attention. And they have identified you as a reliable source. The psychology behind why you keep engaging with them is fascinating. Your brain has a reward system that releases dopamine when you help people. Energy vampires have learned to exploit this. They make you feel needed. They make you feel like the only person who truly understands them. And walking away feels like abandonment. But here is the truth. You are not responsible for managing another adult's emotional life. Especially when that adult has never once asked how you are doing. The second type is the dream killer. This one is more dangerous because they often come disguised as concern. They are the person who responds to your excitement about a new idea with a list of reasons it will not work. They are the friend who reminds you of every time you have failed before when you talk about trying again. They are the family member who says they just do not want to see you get hurt while systematically dismantling your confidence. Research from the University of Michigan found that people who regularly share their goals and dreams with negative social contacts are significantly less likely to achieve those goals. Not because the feedback is necessarily wrong. But because repeated exposure to pessimism rewires the brain to anticipate failure before it even begins. The dream killer does not need to be right about any specific thing to be harmful. The damage is cumulative. And it happens slowly enough that most people never connect the dots. The third type is the competitor who cannot celebrate you. This is the friend who goes quiet when good things happen to you. Who finds something to criticize in every achievement. Who turns every conversation back to themselves when you share good news. This is different from healthy competition. Healthy competition pushes both people forward. What I am describing is something darker. It is someone whose sense of self-worth is built entirely on comparison. When you succeed, they feel like they are failing. And so unconsciously or sometimes very consciously they try to bring you back down to their level. The painful part about this type is that they often do care about you. The relationship is not fake. But their insecurity has become a ceiling on your growth. And the longer you stay close to someone who cannot genuinely celebrate your wins, the more you will start shrinking yourself to protect their feelings. The fourth type is the person who only shows up when they need something. You have not heard from them in months. Then suddenly they are texting you. And it is not to check in. It is because they need a favor, a connection, a resource, or money. The moment the transaction is complete they disappear again. These people are not friends. They are users. And the reason so many of us keep letting them back in is because when they do reach out, they are warm and familiar and it feels good to be needed. Your brain interprets the contact as reconnection. But it is not. It is extraction. The fifth type is the person who is addicted to chaos. Everything in their life is always a crisis. There is always drama. There is always an emergency. There is always something falling apart. And somehow you always end up in the middle of it. Chaos addicts are not bad people. Many of them are genuinely struggling. But chaos is contagious. Studies show that regular exposure to high-drama environments elevates cortisol levels, disrupts sleep, impairs decision-making, and creates chronic low-level anxiety even in people who are otherwise stable. If you feel like your life is calmer when a certain person is not in it, that is not a coincidence. The sixth type is the hardest one to talk about. It is the person who has not done anything obviously wrong. They have not betrayed you. They have not been cruel to you. They have simply stopped growing. And you have not. This is the relationship that most people stay in the longest because there is nothing to point to. No single incident. No obvious harm. Just a quiet, growing gap between who you are becoming and who they are comfortable remaining. Staying close to someone whose ceiling is your floor is one of the most subtle ways that people self-sabotage. Because comfort is its own kind of trap. So what do you do with this information? The answer is not to immediately cut everyone out of your life. That is not realistic and it is not always necessary. But it starts with radical honesty. Look at the people around you and ask yourself one question. After spending time with this person, do I feel more like myself or less like myself? That one question will tell you everything you need to know. Some relationships can be adjusted. You can create distance. You can set boundaries. You can change the frequency and depth of contact. But some relationships need to end. And ending them is not cruel. It is not selfish. It is necessary. Because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And you cannot become the person you are capable of becoming if you are spending all your energy managing relationships that take more than they give. The people around you are either lifting you up or pulling you down. There is no neutral. Choose accordingly. And if today this video helped you see something you had been avoiding seeing, share it with someone who needs to hear it. This is VYRO. And I will see you next time.